brings us to question 4. Speaking of work, read paragraph 19 to 21. Then read Catechism of the Catholic Church, 1806. What is prudence? And how does prudence work together with conscience? And again, these catechism quotes are also in the back of lesson 2. So the bottom of page 9 is paragraph 1806 of the catechism. It says, "Prudence is the virtue that disposes practical reason to discern our true good in every circumstance and to choose the right means of achieving it." So basically, if conscience is the heart, prudence is the head. Prudence is the mind telling you, okay, yeah, now I know that this is the right thing that I should be working towards. What's the best way of achieving that? Or, I know this is wrong. What's the best way of correcting it? Another thing about prudence is that conscience sees an injustice, but prudence says what to do about it, and also gives you a little look before you leap. And this was in Luke chapter 14, verses 28 to 33. Jesus is telling people, yeah, you've heard my words. You know that I'm the way, the truth, and the life. But figure it out before you follow me. He was telling them, count the cost of discipleship. It's the whole section that a man doesn't build a tower without making sure he has the resources to complete it. Otherwise, he's going to be a laughingstock. A ruler doesn't go to war without first calculating whether he can actually win over his enemy or whether he has to sue for peace before his enemy reaches his gates. Otherwise, the city's overrun. In the same way, we need to measure what it really means to be a disciple before we decide to just jump in. We need to know the cost. We can't just go, hey, that's a wrong in society, and I'm just going to jump in and do something about it. You don't want to just do something. You've got to do the right thing. And some people will say, well, some action is better than no action. Not necessarily. Choosing not to act, waiting for a better time, like that ruler going to war. Waiting, patience, those things are also decisions. Choosing not to act is still making a choice. Sometimes it's the right choice, not always. We don't want to be procrastinators either and say, oh, well, eventually circumstances will change and something, well, these things have a way of working themselves out. Not all the time. But prudence is the virtue that lets us know, hey, should we act now? Should we wait? I love this quote from the Catechism, that it says that it is not to be confused with timidity or fear, that's talking about prudence, nor with duplicity or dissimulation. It is called auriga virtutum, the charioteer of the virtues. I love that phrase because you kind of see like there's courage and there's wisdom and all these things that are just like, yeah, and do this. Like I've got all this wisdom and I just want to like spit it out at you and just like beat you over the head with all this stuff. Well, prudence will tell you whether that person is actually going to be receptive to it or not. Courage is going to be like, yeah, we should charge into battle, full war, yeah, let's go. And get slaughtered because it didn't think, hey, what is the best strategy? Am I walking into a trap? So the charioteer, pulling on the reins of the virtues and going, okay, now we're going to do this. Now we'll do this. Now's the time for this. Now is not the time for this. To every season, turn, turn, turn. That's prudence.